Well, our target student, Brad, goes by Rhapsody, put up a video of him playing Brown Eyed Girl that he had just started working on, or he was kind of getting the hang of it. It's great. So Brad, I just got a couple of things I want to tell you about that you could work on. And one of them is, the first one is, don't introduce a song with a put down. I used to do it all the time. Now I come out there and I say, hey, I'm going to play you something and you better like it. This is going to be really cool, okay? So, because you did a great job and your singing in there was great. Everything, it just has, you just got to tighten it up a little bit. So I have a couple of little suggestions. Practice it with a metronome. You tend to speed up a little bit. Everybody does this. So slow it down a little and learn to stay with a metronome. The main other thing, oh, you do something else that was really great. I'll save the good stuff for later. And that is, when you get to the end of each verse, throw the D7 chord back in there. Instead of ending with two Gs, make sure to go to D or D7 for one measure to kind of tie the whole thing up. The verse to the tune is a 16 measure phrase, and you want to really clearly define those 16 measures by having chord 5 as the last chord in measure 16. So when you play the last line, it's at the end of the chorus. Then right into the next verse. So you just have to tighten up the connections from one verse to the next, and even more importantly, in the part where after the second chorus, I guess I'm really talking about the chorus, and after the second chorus, and you sing the Brown Eyed Girl stuff, it goes to that same D7, and you got to make sure you come in really synchronized with those words. Do you remember when? There's 3 measures there. We used to sing, and when you're trying to coordinate singing and playing at the same time, as I mentioned in the video on money, in the lesson on money, which I talk about singing and playing at the same time, you want to make sure you have certain words that are key words that you know where they go. And that, we used to sing. Sing is like the target word that lands right back on the G chord, and then the sha-la-la stuff comes in after that. We used to sing sha-la-la, etc. on into there. So just tighten up the connections, slow the whole thing down a little bit, play with the metronome. And the thing I really liked that you did was, some people tend to, the whole letting go of a chord a little early to make sure that you get to the next one right on time. You had this nailed. And even if you let go of the chord really early, it's not bad. For example, the best time to let go is on the very last up. I'm going to go from G to D. So there's a really clean, open set of strings right there. But even if I let go 3 strokes before that, now, I'm really emphasizing it there so you can hear the big gap, but the timing was really good, and the most important thing was I got to that chord, the new chord in the next measure, right on beat 1. So you're doing a really good job of letting go just early enough and not too late. Of course, if it's just early enough, it's not too late. But and landing on the chord. You do tend, again, there's just a little bit of a tendency to speed up and start rushing as you're getting through the song, and just trying to relax it all the way through would be the other, or well, that's all part of the playing it with a metronome and slow it down a little bit. But great job. You've got the vocal range to be able to sing those, to get up to those high notes that I don't exactly, but that's okay. And keep up the good work. I really enjoyed your version there of Brown Eyed Girl.